Welcome. In this video we will be discussing about vapor pressure of solutions. Already we have seen uh, the impact of pressure of gas, that is vapor pressure of the gas on liquid, and we have seen that it is governed by Henry's law. So the other types of solution, liquid solutions, which we are observing in this whole chapter is that liquid in liquid type and solid in liquid type. Already we have seen that gas in liquid type has been studied through Henry's law. So now we will look at the solution formed by liquid and liquid. So liquid solution. Basically, when we have liquid solvent and liquid solute, both the components can be of volatile in nature. So a liquid solvent is generally volatile, whereas the solute may be volatile or non-volatile. It can change. Similarly, when we have solid also, solid solute also can be volatile or non-volatile. So basically we have to analyze this liquid in liquid and solid in liquid type of solvent solutions, solid in liquid type of solutions. So first we will analyze liquid in liquid type of solution. Say let us consider two components, component 1 and 2 are mixed. Of course both are liquid, so both will be volatile, and considering that they are volatile, they will exhibit certain vapor pressure. So suppose I consider a container which is closed in nature and you have a liquid here. So this liquid is actually the mixture of component 1 and 2. Similarly, each of this component will have certain extent of vaporization, and at equilibrium when we say total pressure, say P total is equal to partial pressure of 1 and partial pressure of 2. So this is according to Dalton's law. So Dalton's law says that total partial pressure of a system is summation of the individual pressure contribution from the components. So this Dalton's law of partial pressure says that total vapor pressure will be the sum of partial pressures. So to calculate partial pressures, say P1 and P2, we use something called as Raoult's law. So that is the new addition now. So let us study Raoult's law. Raoult's law. So statement wise Raoult's law is very simple. Raoult's law is stated as, for a solution of volatile liquids, for a solution of volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. So basically this is the statement of Raoult's law. This is given by F.M. Raoult. Is a French chemist. So in 19th century he gave this law. So let us consider that P1 and P2 here are partial pressure of the vapors of respective components, and let us consider x1 and x2 to be the mole fraction in the solution. So x1 and x2 are mole fractions of respective components, and we already have seen that P total is equal to P1 plus P2 according to Dalton's law. So now the formulation of Raoult's law says that the partial vapor pressure of each component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. That means, according to Raoult's law, so from Raoult's law, we have P1 is proportional to x1. When we equate this, P1 becomes P1 naught into x1, where P1 naught is the vapor pressure of pure component 1 at same temperature. So that is the vapor pressure of pure component. Similarly, P2 is equal to P2 naught into x2. Now we can easily find out that P total is equal to P1 plus P2, and hence P total will also be equal to P1 naught x1 plus P2 naught x2. Now, because this is a binary solution, so as it is binary solution, I can write x1 plus x2 equal to 1. So summation of mole fractions will be equal to 1. So I can also write x1 equal to 1 minus x2. So by substituting x1 value here, it will be P1 naught into 1 minus x2 plus P2 naught into x2. So basically it will become P1 naught plus P2 naught into so this will be slightly different. So P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into x2, where x2 is the mole fraction of second component. Generally we consider second component as a solvent, so let me write it off here, x2 solute and x1 solvent. So generally when we say x2, it is for solute. Now I can easily conclude few things based on this expression, where we have P total is equal to P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into x2. So I can easily conclude two things here. Total vapor pressure over the solution can be related to the mole fraction of any one component. So I have related here to x2, I can also relate it to x1. And also another important conclusion is total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of component 2. So if you see here, P total is similar to this equation is actually similar to y equal to mx plus c type. So that means it varies linearly with x2. That is another conclusion. And the third important conclusion what we can make of this equation is, depending on vapor pressure of the pure component 1 and 2, total vapor pressure over the solution decreases or increases with the increase of the mole fraction. So based on the mole fraction, the total vapor pressure will increase or decrease. So these are the conclusion we can derive from this equation. In all our calculations, we knew that x1 and x2 are mole fractions in solution actually. So now we have total vapor pressure as P total is equal to P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into x2. This is from Raoult's law. We also know that according to Dalton's law, P total is equal to P1 plus P2. Now, if we want to find out the mole fraction of the vapor, the mole fraction of the component in vapor phase, we can always find out using Dalton's law. So, P1 is equal to Y1 into P total and P2 is equal to Y2 into P total. So, this is from Dalton's law. So, using Y1 and Y2 we can actually calculate the mole fraction of components in vapor phase. Please note here the x1 and x2 what we have used is actually mole fraction of components in the solution, that is in liquid phase, and y1 and y2 here what we have got is actually the vapor phase composition, that is the mole fraction of the components in vapor phase. Now using this particular equation from Raoult's law we can also plot the graph. So I was mentioning that it is a linear variation. So imagine this is a two-way graph, say x1 equal to 1 here and x2 equal to 1 here. So this is actually going to represent the vapor pressure of pure component 1 and this is going to represent the vapor pressure of pure component 2. So it is P2 naught and P1 naught. Now in this, imagine there is only x2. Then what happens? x1 is 0. If x1 is 0, then the contribution of first component towards the total pressure is also 0. So the graph should move from x1 equal to 0 to P2 naught, because that's the meaning when we say x1 equal to 0. If it is so here it's x2 equal to 0, here x1 equal to 0. So if x2 equal to 0, then it should be purely P1. So in that way it will have 0 vapor pressure. So if it is only x2, that means it will have total pressure as its own P2 naught. So in this way we have this graph, but according to the Raoult's law, if we see now, it's actually the mixture of both. So P total will become this. So this is actually P total is equal to P1 plus P2. So this graph actually indicates the variation of a total pressure of the solution at respective composition. Okay, so that will give me the total pressure of the vapor. So this is about Raoult's law, and this expression is also very useful. We can take up some questions in upcoming videos. Thank you.